There's a certain phenomenon that constantly shows up in Minecraft. A lot of people start a Minecraft world, and one of the first things they'll do is they'll build a farm for like every single resource in the game. Then, after they have every single resource in the game, they'll just wire it all up so that they don't need to do anything because everything is done by redstone. And in doing that, you achieve something that happens commonly in Minecraft called, not having to play the game anymore. However, unlike some people, I like to play the game, but that also doesn't mean that you shouldn't use redstone. Like, you should explore every part of the game. And that's what I'm gonna do today. And there is actually a reason to do this, because we're gonna need to do a lot of things that involve food and like wheat and bread. I think wheat's just a very big resource. So I'm gonna make a wheat farm using redstone that doesn't actually break the game, and here's how. Now, previously we built this house, and up there we have our enchanting setup. However, our enchanting setup has one major flaw, and that's that it doesn't have an enchantment table, and it doesn't have any books in it at all. So I'm gonna fix that. Now, aside from the enchantment table, another thing we did was get a horse. And he's gonna be pretty useful. But something even more useful is going to sleep. Now, I'm on the lookout for some horses. And if you're wondering the reason why we need horses, it's because we need leather, and we also need sugarcane. Now, if you know Minecraft well and see my tools are iron and unenchanted, you'll probably know exactly what I'm using the leather and sugarcane for. I'm going to be using it for books. Now, the reason why I'm going to need books is because I would like an enchantment table. And you might be saying like, oh, why do you need an enchantment table? You literally don't have diamond armor yet. Well, there's actually a reason behind that. My world specifically has a couple rules to it. And the big 3 rules that I have is 1, no mending, because mending incites you to make one armor set and one tool set and then never make anything else again, ruining the progression. I'd much rather look at my used tools as an accomplishment of what I've used them for, rather than a task that I must complete to use them again. The second rule I have is that I also don't want to use an elytra, which you might be thinking, that's kind of crazy. I don't want to use mending, one of the best enchantments, and then I also don't use an elytra, the #1 best form of movement. But the reason I don't want to use an elytra is similar to the mending. I'd much rather, put in the work to get to places I haven't gotten to before and make those places more of like a luxury to get there, rather than just fly there. Because once you get an elytra, you can go anywhere. And the third and final rule is that I also don't want to rush my progression. In my storage at my house, I have enough to get full diamond tools and armor, everything. However, I don't actually want to get that. I'd rather use the iron armor. I want to feel weak until I need to feel strong. Having the ability to be strong is something you could earn through the process of being weak. I'm kind of just like throwing out quotes here. I don't even know. I'm kind of like low-key yapping. Maybe I should build Vinland Saga in Minecraft. Who knows? Now, of course, if you're making an enchantment table, you need 2 things. 1, you need to use 2 diamonds, and 2, you need obsidian, which to get 4 obsidian, you're probably going to need a diamond pick, or you're going to have to, scrounge around. I will be making a diamond pick just to get the obsidian, but I'm not going to do much else. And while I won't be ruining my progression, I am also going to have to use a diamond pick to get a nether portal, because I do need a couple soul sand. But after that, the diamond pick is away. Now, while we don't have all the leather we might need, we can use this leather and the sugarcane with paper to make books. So with the next step being making the diamond pickaxe, let's just go get that obsidian. Now, while I was out there, I also grabbed some magma blocks that we can use later. Now, if I just make one of my diamond blocks into diamonds, I can make an enchantment table. Clearly, the next step is just to get level 30, and thankfully, in the last video, we found a mob farm. Or I guess, should I say that we found a mob spawner that we can turn into a mob farm. So, let's go do that. Now, I think I'm gonna put the nether portal down here. Now, as I've stated previously, I don't want to abuse the nether and go to it like episode 2 as I am now, sadly. But I do want to just get maybe a stack of soul sand so I don't have to come back here. And mission success. And now, with 2 buckets, some wood, maybe some cobblestone, I grabbed a hopper and some soul sand. I think we should be good to go build that farm. So, let's get on our horse. Now, I don't exactly have a good way to get down here, so I think I'm just gonna take my horse down and hope I can figure out a way to get him out. And I guess let's just make the farm. And And as I'm working on digging out where the skeletons will fall into after they do fall damage, my pick just broke. It is currently daytime out, but the sun is setting, and it's actually day 99 of the world. So we're about to hit day 100 on episode 2. Which I actually don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, considering it is only episode 2. Holy. Oh wow. Alright, day 99. Here it comes. Day 100. So now that that's set up, basically, they'll all be funneled into there, they'll shoot up using the soul sand, and then they'll fall back down. I'll just be able to kill them right there. There we go. And now that we've killed a couple skeletons, we finally have level 30. Oh, okay. So I have Silk Touch and I have this. So theoretically, I just combine both of these. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Silk Touch pick until it's at half durability, and then use the other pick with efficiency until that's at half durability, and then I'm going to combine them so there's one pickaxe at full durability. And then when that one gets low, I'll just combine it with a plain pickaxe, because I'm probably going to have to repair this pick multiple times, because I've got a lot of digging to do. Now I'm planning to split up this build into 2 different places. I want to build one spot which is more decorative and storage, and another spot which is more factorial, if that's the word. Now I already know that right here is prime location for the more, like designed build that's just for look. However, the part of this build that's more like for a factory has to go somewhere near here because it's designed to be for this open land behind me. At first I was thinking right here, but I think a better location would be right over here, as in right about here. And then we're gonna dig down and underground. So just like every good build, it all starts with a crafting table. I'm gonna use my Silk Touch pick first because I do want to get some of this stone. And then now, with some stone and cobble, I can start laying out what looks to be absolutely nothing at all, I'm not gonna lie. Just please trust the process with this. If we then alternate some stone, like this, a little indent here, just a little bit of that, kind of starts looking like something. You can start to see the wall coming together. Now if we just add in a little bit of, dirt on top, use some of our very, very, very little iron we have left to make some lanterns. That looks like a cave. So now that we have a cave that we just need to mine out, we can start the best part of the process. I get to sit and mine for a couple hours and maybe watch YouTube. Let's go. Okay, so I did like an hour and a half long replay, and you probably just saw the entire thing. And I low-key forgot the beginning of the replay, so it was already like slightly decorated. But I low-key dug out. I did a lot. There's a hidden redstone behind here that wires all the way back to there, so if I flick it, it'll just send down all the water, and the water will send down to here. And if there's anything over there, it'll all flow off this, then down into there, and then I have to make more stuff over here. Dude, this is actually like a lot of work, and I'm only just now realizing how much I've done. Dude, it's like so long. But anyway, the next thing I have to do is actually get ice, because we already have the silk touch, so this shouldn't be too hard. Everything flows here, but I still need to make it go into an auto sorter, so it automatically sorts out the seeds, because I want the seeds to be here. And then I have to make a bunch of catacombs for all the wheat. So to do that, I need ice, because I need to use the soul sand from earlier to do a bunch of stuff, and you're going to see that now. Even with all the places I've been to in this world, actually I really don't know where I can get ice. I know that some far over that way, like 5,000 blocks, is ice, I think. But there's also like 5,000 blocks away. And in reality, the only directions we've been is that way, that way, and that way. So what if we theoretically went that way? So I'm just gonna go travel this direction until I get ice. Now the reason we got the ice to put the ice here, so now when the items are flowing this way, they're gonna flow through the ice, and the ice will continue pushing them until they're on this block, and then this block will shoot them up. For example, I throw that there, that'll continue going, and it'll slide all the way through. They'll float down, they'll use the ice to float over, and then they'll get launched up by the soul sand. Basically, I put 4 non-regular Minecraft items. These are non-regular items because it's not their correct name. It's not called dirt. Then, by putting a stack of seeds, it'll slowly filter the seeds until there's exactly 41 seeds left. Don't make any jokes. This comparator reads that there's exactly 45 items, 41 plus the original 4 that I put in there. It'll give an exact signal of 3, which will activate this, powering this, making sure that this is powered on. Then with this powered on, it locks this hopper from taking in any more seeds. So any seeds that are thrown onto here will be shrunk down until there's only 47 left. And anything left will be given here. And then if it's something that isn't seeds, like these quartz, the hopper will always be filled, so it won't go into it. Then by doing this, we can now auto sort the items. So as we continue building, that'll all grow, and then we can actually test it out for ourselves. And now, once our tunnels are done, we can start actually planting crops. However, I already did all that. I low-key forgot to check back in, I'm not gonna lie. But really all it is that all the tunnel systems end with coming up here and going right into these item hoppers. And yes, if you're wondering, just like the previous video, I put all my comments into a box in there. However, if you want to see it, here's a picture, but you really have to look at the world download. Which I don't know when I'm going to release the world download, but it'll happen at some point, trust. The main reason why I'm not just plainly showing it is because I do want to keep some rooms, like for example the sign room, the catacombs, completely private. And that's so whenever I do release a world download, I want people to be able to explore my world. Now that that's all built and I have myself a new hoe, I only have 2 issues. 1, that I only have 2 iron ingots, and 2, that I do not have the seeds for this. I only have 61 seeds, and the cave isn't even filled up yet. But the easiest way, besides just punching grass to get seeds, is by farming wheat, which is what I'm currently doing. And the fastest way to get that wheat is with bone meal from bones, which thankfully we built a bone farm at the start of this video. So I think I am gonna go get those bones. And with about 3 stacks of bone meal, I have 1 stack exactly left over, but this is the full field. I didn't want to do too much because I also plan to put something there in the future, but I think that's pretty good. And we also got a lot of wheat from that. I did plant some seeds earlier and they haven't fully grown, but I do want to show off the design. So if I do flick that, all of the seeds will be flowed forward, and if there's wheat there, the wheat would go too. And they all flow into there, and then up here, you can hear a dispenser click as they'll be funneled into a dispenser. They'll be dispensed one by one, so there's no overflow of the hopper, and then it'll automatically sort all the seeds into here, and all the wheat will go down the line and all the way over to there. Oh, and if you notice the sugarcane, it's slowly expanded throughout this video. And that is because I have a very big plan for my world. And it's a plan that I have not yet told you. However, I cannot yet tell you the plan. And with that, I gotta say, have a great day and chase passion. I failed again. Let's go.